too. So, one of the things that AI can be really helpful with is reducing cognitive load. And those of us with ADHD are carrying around this gigantic weight of stuff in our brains. And it can be very, very, very overwhelming because our brains are constantly juggling tasks and emotions and sensory input and time awareness and management and memory and all of the things that we need to get done for our work, for our job, for our kids, for ourselves, for our partner, for our family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And so, what I have been finding useful, and I'm going to talk about ChatGPT. Like I said, I kind of go between ChatGPT and Claude. Those are two different AI options. And I know there are differences in like OpenAI, and like I don't really know all of the specifics. So I would tell you to just tread carefully and tread lightly and maybe do a little research into what feels the best to you. But what ChatGPT has helped me with is organizing my thoughts, simplifying my decisions, helping me to prioritize and structure my next steps. It's almost like having sort of a personal assistant or a frontal lobe that you can rely on that is really, really supportive for those of us whose frontal lobe struggles. Like if you have ADHD, that means your frontal lobe is affected. For many of us, we have deficient executive function skills. Now, executive function includes prioritizing, planning, memory, working memory, the ability to regulate emotions, the ability to organize. And ChatGPT or your preferred AI can actually help with that. It can free up mental energy and give you more space and more structure for actually living your life. So in my opinion, it's been really, really supportive, and I think that it is so great for adults with ADHD to use cautiously because it is so accessible. It's free. It is like having this free, supportive frontal lobe that is always available 24/7. It can function as an external executive helper, support system, functioner. It can function as an emotional regulation tool. It can function as a communication and like a tone translator, which I often use it for. And it can give you real-time scaffolding to help you to follow through. It's not perfect. It's not ever to be used as a replacement for actual ADHD treatment, therapy, coaching, medical advice, any of that, of course. But it is a really accessible support system and it's available in the exact moments that you need it. It is available to you 24/7. You can hop on AI at 2 a.m. and have a whole conversation that can help you work through some complicated brain stuff. And when it is used well, like I said, it's always accessible, it's immediate, and there's a very low barrier to support. Many of you listening have huge barriers to getting support. Some of you are undiagnosed and waiting for a diagnosis. Some of you have a diagnosis, but you don't have access to treatment. Some of you are treated, but you don't have access to therapy or coaching. And so, this tool, when used with caution, can be extremely, extremely helpful because help is expensive. Help can be delayed or it can be 100% unavailable to some of you. And that's not something to dismiss. Like that's a big deal. That's really really difficult. And so I want us to take that seriously and understand that for many people AI is a wonderful convenience. It can be a really great support for this disability. And yes, ADHD is a disability. You may also think of it as your superpower. That's great for you. But it comes with so many things that make life harder and more difficult. And AI gives you a way to access functioning that others, like typical humans, take for granted. And it can be a bridge. It can help you bridge between your intention and your action. Last week, we talked about like the weekend and how hard it is to have a weekend where you feel like, oh, I rested well. I got things done that I wanted to get done. I connected with friends and family. I really took care of myself and set myself up for the week. If we think about using AI, your preferred AI, whatever that may be, if we think about using that in terms of the weekend, where you maybe do a brain dump and you list out all of the things that you think you should do over the weekend, and you say like, how many of these are actually possible? What is realistic? That I use ChatGPT for that quite a bit. Here's the list of things I want to get done. What's actually realistic here? What do you estimate would be how long it would take for me to get these done? That is a very helpful and useful way to be using AI. So I know that there are definitely people who push back. And I understand that there's like an ethical conversation to have around this topic. I like I said, I don't get into the weeds a whole lot, but if you think of AI not as being perfect, not as being a replacement for treatment, but just as a support, then even though there are valid concerns, and I do share some of them, I want you to understand that this is not about replacing thinking. It's about supporting executive function. And for ADHD brains, that can be the very difference, the small difference between being stuck and getting moving. And my gosh, do we need help with that? We need so much help with that because ADHD is not a disorder of not knowing what to do. We know exactly what to do, but we struggle to prioritize what to do first, what steps to take, and how to get actually moving and take action. And that is something that I'm gonna say ChatGPT because that's the one that I use most often, can be really, really helpful with. So there are a couple options that you might wanna look into, and they're all a little bit different, and I will just say that I will kind of hop between Chat and Claude, but there's ChatGPT, Claude, and Google Gemini, Perplexity is another one, and then Microsoft Copilot. So all of those are different options. If you want to, you can research them. If you don't want to, I suggest starting with either Chat or Claude. But I've heard good things about Perplexity as well. And the way that I use it the most is I brain dump into the chat box. And I'm just like, here's everything that's on my mind. And I dump everything out. So I just clear the clutter on like that's in my brain. So much clutter in my brain. So let's take last week's episode about Saturdays. I just dump out everything that I want to get done, everything that I think I should get done, all of the shoulds, all of the coulds, all of like, here are my core values, but I don't really know which tasks are going to align with the core values. And I also don't really understand how long these things are going to take me. Okay. And what then I ask it to do is prioritize these items. Like take my brain dump and prioritize it and help me to understand how long things will take. What is realistic for me to get done today? Because ADHD brains tend to hold everything at once, all our tasks, all our ideas, all our obligations, all our worries, it all feels urgent. But when you can dump it into chat and say like, I'm just going to dump this all out and then help me organize this into must do today, this week, can wait, not important. So it can give you categories like, here's what you need to get done today. Here's, like what you can get done this week and how long it'll take you. Here are the things that can wait. And here's what you should just cross off your list because it's not important. Now, of course, you don't have to obey it. You don't have to do what it says to do, but it's really helpful to be able to have it organized in front of you into different categories. Then you can ask it, what are my top 3 priorities and what's the first step for each of them? And it will list it out. And here's the best thing. If you tell your preferred AI that you have ADHD, and I like to remind it, keep in mind I have ADHD. It is going to break things down for you in a way that's really simple and supportive. I promise. Like that, I can promise because I've done it and it works. It's so, so amazing. So that's like the most supportive way that I've learned to use AI is hey, I have ADHD. I'm really overwhelmed right now. I've got a ton in my brain. I'm going to dump it out to you. Help me prioritize and know what I need to focus on. And my goodness, it is so, so helpful with that. The next way that I like to use it, and this is like if Greg's not available, if my sister's not available, if my co regulators are not available, I like to take my big emotions to ChatGPT. Now, I am not saying that it is my therapist or my coach. It's not. I have a therapist. I have a coach. I'm very lucky to have a lot of external support. But sometimes in the moment, um, I need like a way to bounce a big feeling and know whether or not like I'm being dramatic. Does that make sense? Like, am I being dramatic here? And so I will type in like I'm spiraling. Help me reality check this. Here's what's going on. Am I in the wrong here? Or help me. I'll do this a lot, and this is my next point, but I will also like take a Slack message or an email or like even a phone message that I get and I'll pop it into chat and I'll say like, I don't know how to respond to this. And it will literally help me to craft a response that then I can tweak to make more of my own, but it will help me to respond without a ton of emotion. Um, One of the prompts that I like to give when I'm spiraling is like, I'm spiraling. Here's what's going on. What is a grounded way to think about this? So it gives your nervous system like this pause. It's that pause moment that we're all looking for because what happens so often for adults with ADHD is there's a stimulus and an immediate response. So I get an email and then I respond and react right away instead of what is so important, which is taking that moment of pause and reflection before reacting in a way that I'm not proud of. Because how often are you reacting in ways that you're not proud of? So literally you can like be in a text thread with someone and then be like, wait a second. I'm going to take this into chat and I'm going to type out like, they said this, I said this. They said this, I said this. What is a grounded way for me to think about this? And it will help you to process it in real time and de escalate the situation. It gives your nervous system that pause and it can help you to bring your thinking brain back online.